everyone. Welcome to our next topic, that is management of separated instruments. Now, there are many a times when clinicians will call me and say that, Doctor, can you come? We have separated an instrument. So please come and just remove the instrument. Now, today I want to discuss that this is not the only option. There are many a times when we have to understand that we do not have to remove the instrument necessarily, but we also can consider options such as bypassing or in fact leaving the instrument, analyzing at what level we have separated it and at what position it is in the tooth. So the two articles that I am discussing today are by Damar et al. On the management of intracanal separated instruments and by Simon S. on influence of fractured instrument affecting the success rate of endodontic treatment. So that is very important. We have to know whether it is going to affect the prognosis of the tooth or not. Yeah, these are the two articles that I'll be discussing today. So yeah, this is a flow chart which will help us to understand now what are the factors that we need to consider. So first of all is the strategic importance of the tooth. Then the position of the segment in the canal, whether it is at the coronal level, whether it is at the middle level, or it is at the apical level. Then at what level of cleaning shaping are we? That is your cleanliness of the root canal system. Whether we have completed the entire process of cleaning and shaping, whether we are midway or we have just started. This is going to affect whether what we should do with the instrument that has separated. So good armamentarium, which will involve your sterilization of the instruments, the risk of complications, and the existence of periapical lesion. Now, so first of all, the most important factor will be whether the clinician is competent at these techniques or not. If not, then directly referral should be there. Now, there are two things, that is inaccessible fragment and accessible fragment. So inaccessible fragment is generally considered if it is in the apical third, the middle apical part, or beyond the curvature. And accessible fragment will be if it is in the coronal third, a middle coronal part, or before the curvature. So again, if there's a periapical lesion, then we have to consider endodontic surgery. Now, if the canal is almost cleaned and it is at the inaccessible fragment, so you can clean and fill the root canal up to the fragment level. However, attempt to bypass the instrument. Now, this is in common with the accessible fragment. So supposedly it's in the coronal third or middle coronal part. Then what we can do is, first of all, we have to attempt to remove the fragment. Now, if you are unsuccessful at it, then you have to attempt to bypass it. Again, if you are unsuccessful in that step, then clean and fill the canal to the fragment level, but please see the symptoms of the patient as well. Now, if you attempt to remove the fragment and it is successful, well and good, amazing. You can just continue your root canal treatment and then just keep it under review. Now, you have to keep it under review for the post-treatment disease, which is very important. If the patient reports with a post-treatment disease, that is symptoms, pain, sinus, or swelling, then you have to go for an endodontic surgery, which involves your periapical surgery, intentional reimplantation, root amputation, or hemisection in cases of multi-rooted teeth. If it is unsuccessful, then you have to go for extraction. Now, just to simplify this part, I would like to say, supposedly, you have a fragment that is in your coronal third. Suppose you have something like a shaping file S2 of ProTaper, you can remove it. And if you're not able to remove it, you definitely have to try and bypass it. But if you are at the last level of your cleaning and shaping, whether you're at F2 or F3, according to apical gauging, then if it is in the apical part, please do not try to remove the instrument and unnecessarily cut the dentine. You are exposing the tooth to vertical root fracture. So in such cases, if the patient does not have symptoms, if the instrument has been sterilized, if the instrument is an inaccessible part of the tooth, then you do not need to remove the instrument and it is not going to affect the prognosis of the tooth. So further, I'll be showing you the studies where actually this has been proved. Now again, the factors which are important are timing of the fracture during the treatment. Again, as I explained, shaping file, finishing files, at what level of cleaning shaping are we? So that is very important. Then level of contamination of the canal prior to the treatment. So at whether we have completed the cleaning shaping process, whether there was a lesion or not, this is important. And degree to which the instrument will compromise the seal of the canal. This is again important. If it is in the accessible part, then obviously we have not completed the cleaning shaping and we cannot reach the apical part. And if we have not done cleaning shaping in the apical part, we all know that it is going to cause some kind of problem later on. So this is very important, degree to which the instrument will compromise the seal. So we have to see all these factors before we decide that we have to jump into just cutting the dentine and removing the instrument, or we can actually leave it as such and it will just merge with the dentine and not cause any problem to the patient. So this is a study which was done, and in that they've actually evaluated the success rates, and we can see that unless there's a periapical lesion, it has actually not really affected the success rates. And these studies were done long before rotary instruments were introduced. So we can see that only in the initial part, the reduction of 19% of the, one second, yeah, reduction of 19% was seen in the success rate by Strindberg, and further we can see that there was no effect, and there was by Grossman in the reduction in the success rate if there was a periapical lesion. So yes, periapical lesion is an important factor, and whether it is at which level, as I've already explained, that is also very important. So next time, let us not judge and jump into just removing the instrument. Let us consider all these factors, and if it is affecting the prognosis of the tooth, definitely we have to manage the separated instrument accordingly. Thank you. That's all for today. If there are any other topics that you would like me to discuss, you can comment in the comment section. Thank you.